the number one thing when it comes to attracting and manifesting the love of your life is to decide that it is your time. Your time for that grand love story is now, and nothing can hold you back from creating that love destiny that you are meant for. This is dating and relationship coach Sami Wunder, and in this video I want to reveal to you the steps I took to manifest the love of my life, my amazing husband of 10 years plus, Christopher, and how any woman who makes this decision to bring in the love of her life can follow this process to manifest her grand love story. So step number one in my love success framework to help you manifest the love of your life is having a winner's mindset in dating. So here's how it looked for me. You see, for all the years that I was struggling as a single woman, I just thought, it's about the guys because I'm amazing. So I'm just meeting the wrong men, and all these men are intimidated by my success, my brains, how smart I am, that I'm a woman with opinions. And that's why all these men keep fizzling out on me, keep ghosting on me, and don't want to commit. However, it was when I met an amazing man that could actually finally handle my success and was proud of everything I was achieving, and we shared a great connection. And this amazing lawyer too ghosted on me at the 2-month mark. This was the point when I recognized that I was still showing up in ways in dating that were not serving me. And yes, of course, I had met some men who were not right for me, but even when I met the men who were right for me, I was not able to sustain their interest because I was showing up in ways that were disempowered or in my masculine energy, and that was simply not attractive to the kind of men that I wanted to attract in my life. And so this was when I decided to take control of my love life. This was when I decided to take personal responsibility for my love life and for my mindset in dating. Because I had, believe it or not, so many limiting beliefs before this that I did not even recognize I had. So for example, I used to think that all men cheat, all men lie, all men just want one thing. And, in order to have great love, you need to be feminine and submissive and weak and play dumb and play small. So I had all these limiting beliefs that I had to release as part of this first step in order to bring in my husband. And as the video progresses, I'll be very happy to share more details about Christopher and my story. But I think at this point, when I was doing the mindset work, which is step number one of the love success framework inside Elevate, I had not met my husband, but I had taken control of my mind and decided that my time to heal is now, my time for love is now, and I'm going to release all these blocks and all these beliefs that are standing in the way of having that amazing love in my life. Now, step number two was feeling worthy of love and feeling like the prize in love. Now, in this particular step of the love success framework, I basically teach women today to know that they are worthy of the grand love that they desire, and they don't have to prove themselves or work hard for a man's love in order to be worthy. They just are worthy. Now, practically for me, this looked like deciding that I was never going to chase a man again, no matter how hot I thought he was, no matter how successful or rich I thought he was. I am going to go out there, meet men, enjoy, connect, have a great time, and then see which man's energy is flowing towards me. Now, of course, I also decided that I was not going to marry every man whose energy was flowing towards me. But in this step, I really decided I was worth a good man's chase. I was worth a good man's pursuit, and I was not going to pursue or chase any man. And this was a life-changing decision at some level, because I think so much of our confusion or your confusion in dating right now may be stemming from, pursuing men and feeling attraction towards men whose energy is simply not coming towards you. I mean, that's the classic hot and cold man scenario. That's the classic emotionally unavailable man scenario. And I just decided I was done with this BS. I was going to attract a man who was into me, who saw my worth the same way that I saw my own worth. Now, a little story that I remember is one of the university parties where this really amazing, handsome man chatted with me the whole evening. We had a few drinks together, and I thought the connection was amazing. The attraction was there. But when I was leaving, he just didn't ask for my number. And usually this would throw me off. Usually it would make me feel like I was failing. Usually it would make me start questioning myself and my worth and whether I was good enough or sexy enough or attractive enough. But I remember this one time I just left the party and I felt like gold. I knew my worth. I knew this wasn't personal, and I wasn't going to anymore make up stories about my worth or, my deservability based on how this man was behaving. And so this was such a huge transformation for me. And interestingly enough, Chris was also present at this party, and I was dancing like a free diva at this university party, and I could feel like there were women in the room who were judging me, there were men in the room who were watching me. And what is so interesting is that till today, Chris tells me that I left such an authentic impression on him, even though he didn't ask me out that day. I mean, he was also present at that party. He said it was so authentic to watch a woman just sort of enjoying herself, having a great dance, and not thinking about what the world is thinking about her. So again, I think a huge pointer towards authenticity and owning it and not caring if you're getting an outcome with men, but just showing up as the lighthouse, like I call it in my Elevate program in module 3, where I teach about feminine energy and being the lighthouse in love. Now, step number 3 is getting over your intimacy fears and letting the right man in. So at this point in my single story, I let go of all the guys that I knew were not moving towards me, were not making an effort for me. And then I had to sort of reorient my attraction radar towards healthy men and start receiving and enjoying the attention that was flowing from healthy men like Chris. Now, when healthy men will start moving towards you, it will feel jarring and sometimes even a little intrusive, because all these years your dating signature has been, being together with men or being attracted to men who are not really present if they're not emotionally available, or just liking hot and cold guys, who are never really consistently present. And so when a man starts to show up consistently for a woman, it can bring up our intimacy fears. And that happened with me so bad. Like, I wanted to find all the possible faults in Christopher. I wanted to reject him for really, really small, stupid things, like he didn't ask to pick me up on the date, or he didn't walk me home today. And it's like, wow, like, because I was doing this inner work, I was like, wow, Sami, you're really making up reasons to reject this great guy. Like, he's so into you, he's so loving, he's so present, he's also hot. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? And I always like to tell the story of how even after we were engaged, there was a time when he brought me flowers and he just told me how gorgeous I am and how lucky he is to have me in his life. And I just couldn't take all those compliments, because I think I still needed to do more work on my self-love department. I didn't feel worthy of all that love. And also because I had never experienced that kind of love. Like, I had never experienced a man being so devoted to me and being so loving and loyal and present. So in step 3 of the Love Success Framework, we help women inside Elevate to release your intimacy fears. These can look like being afraid of losing your independence in a relationship. This can look like feeling afraid that a man may not like you when he sees you naked. This can look like feeling afraid of rejection and vulnerability, and so trying to reject the guy before he rejects you. Well, there are so many ways at this step that as a woman, you could be sabotaging your relationships. But when you're ready for your grand love story, I think if you go back to what I said right at the start, it's my time now. I am ready for my man. I'm ready for the love of my life to enter my life. That mindset gives you the motivation to actually look at this hard stuff and release it and let it go once and for all, and let it go for good. And that's exactly what I did. I let my husband's love in, and I learned how to receive that love versus push it away with all these fears that are present in our head when we're not used to healthy love. Now, step number 4 in the Love Success Framework inside Elevate is rotational dating. Now, a lot of women, when they hear about rotational dating, they think it's some sleazy term and some undignified way of showing up in dating, and nobody wants to do that. But stop. Rotational dating is not the same as rotational sleeping. Rotational dating is all about meeting lots and lots of men for connection dates so that you're not jumping into exclusivity with the first man who asks you to be his girlfriend, so that you're actually taking your time evaluating if you want to be this man's girlfriend, so that you're taking your time evaluating if this man is offering you the kind of connection you know you want and deserve. And so I remember 2 months into dating with Christopher, I remember sitting in this cafe in Berlin and him saying to me, I really like you. This feels really good. Where do you think this is going? I would love you to be my girlfriend. And I remember saying to him, I feel flattered, but I'm not looking to be any man's girlfriend. I am looking for my forever person. And to figure out if, that's us, you figuring out if it's me and me figuring out if it's you, I think that takes time. So I would really like to take it slow and take my time. So that is my story of rotational dating. Today, I am the leading expert when it comes to teaching rotational dating online. And I've helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of my clients crack the dating process and attract empowered masculine men by following this process. And I remember how the Huffington Post and Time magazine were so intrigued by my personal story that they actually invited me and interviewed me. And, then I went on national and international TV talking about rotational dating and how not to be a girlfriend. So long story short, this was one of the ways that my love coaching company completely took off. Now, today, a lot of people are taking this concept and talking about it, and I have no issue with it because I think the more we can help people and help them be happy in their love lives, the better it is for everyone. But yes, this was one of the key parts of my process that actually shot me to fame nationally as well as internationally. Now, step number 5 in the love success framework and how I manifested my love and how you can do it too is learning the power of embodying polarity in your romantic relationship, masculine and feminine energies. Now, personally, for me, as a woman who is, ambitious and can do a lot and work hard, this concept of learning about how romantic relationships are based on polarity, masculine, feminine balance, was like mind-blowing and game-changing. Because previously in my dating experiences, when I was always angry with the guys for ghosting, I did not understand that I was still showing up in my doing, giving, planning, leading, masculine energy. And that basically pushed all the good guys away, all the masculine empowered men away. Because when you understand how polarity works, it's the presence of two opposite energies in a relationship. And so if I was showing up in masculine, I was either attracting more feminine men or the masculine men were getting repulsed by me and repelled by me, right? So for me, knowing that I could be proud of my masculine doing, giving energy in my work life, but I could actually chill and be more in my feminine and my love life was like life-changing. It continues to be life-changing even in my decade-old marriage, because every time there is that overflow of masculine energy, I can feel like, the polarity is getting disturbed between my husband and myself. But now I have my own tools to turn back to, which is absolutely liberating and so empowering in love. And so basically what this looked like in my relationship with my husband was that in the dating phase, he was pursuing, he was texting, he was calling, he was cooking, he was making the effort, he was paying the bills, he was planning, he was leading. And I was the feminine partner just receiving all those goodies and having a great time. And oh my God, that still continues to be the dynamic in our marriage today. Even with 2 kids involved, I have a really present, giving, masculine, empowered husband, man, supportive, celebrating my success. And I believe this is possible for every woman. This is why I do what I do. And I teach you this entire love success framework inside Elevate so that you too can manifest the love of your life at record speed. Now we are at step number 6 of the process I took to manifest my husband, and which I teach inside Elevate. And this is all about understanding men. So men and women are very different. I mean, there are so many studies that show that men have like one main hormone, the testosterone, and women have like these 3 different hormones in different parts of their cycle. Women literally can't handle and take as much stress as men's bodies can. And this may annoy or trigger some feminists out there, but I truly believe that respecting the differences between men and women actually lead to far more romantic and harmonious relationships and societies versus women trying to be like men. I believe in the Wonder World, women can win by being women. We don't have to act like men, and we can just respect the differences between the 2 sexes. And so as part of this step, I learned that as a woman, I attached with men when I had sex. As a man, they don't attach with you when they have sex with you. You know, they need the emotional part to build for them. Men and women think very differently about the girlfriend status. So many women, when they become girlfriend, they think that's the way to become wife. But for most men, girlfriend is just for now, and they are still test driving you and wondering if they want to marry you or not within even a committed exclusive relationship. And so I learned so many amazing things about the differences between men and women, which is like step number 6 of the Love Success Framework, which I teach inside Elevate. And basically, these are the 6 steps, broadly speaking, that help me attract my amazing husband. And that has helped 900 plus of my clients attract amazing men, get married, get proposals, become mothers. And so today I am one of the leading international dating and relationship coaches out there globally, just based on my client results and the process that I just talked about. I teach this process to you in Elevate. I help you apply it together with my team of expert coaches, and we are very good at what I do. So if you are ready to bring in the love of your life, you know the time is now, and you're done with struggling by yourself, trying to figure it out by watching free videos and webinars, and you really appreciate having a solid structure, accountability, and expert support in helping you create results like we have helped hundreds of our clients do inside Elevate, then I invite you to check out the program. The link to the waitlist is in the video description below. And here's my final message to you. The love you want, the man you want, the vibrational match for an amazing woman like you exists. And it's all about you coming into that place of readiness within yourself to say, yes, it's my time now, and I am willing to look at myself, and I'm willing to do the work that I need to do in order to bring in my person. And when you decide that, you are a powerful manifester, and literally nothing can stop you from bringing him in. Thank you for watching, and if this was helpful, like and subscribe and leave me a comment.